I was going through our finances as the baby is due in 2 months. Found 2 payments a few weeks apart to a basically OnlyFans style creator. Honestly, I don't know what I'm more upset about. The fact that it feels like cheating or the fact that it's such a waste of money when I've been so stressed about money.
The beautiful thing is we're all human. This all happens.
You can do whatever you want. There's consequences, but do whatever you want.
People are going to do what they want to do.
100%.
Bottom line.
The baby's crying and the dog's barking. I'm like, you're bad. Welcome to Two Girls, One Thread.
Okay, KJ, I have a question for you. When it's completely private, you're alone, nobody's judging you, what is your little rat girl dinner that you will put together?
I'm a big girl dinner fan.
Are you? So what would it be?
It's my most major food group. I love maybe 1 to 3 different types of cheeses.
Okay.
Maybe some olives.
Okay.
Some walnuts.
Wow.
Some cucumbers.
Okay. What's to drink?
What's to drink? I guess a sparkling water.
Wow. I was going to say some kind of alkaline pH water. Okay. That's actually more similar than I thought for us. Because I kind of do like a
maybe an avocado.
Maybe an avo. Oh, wow. That's actually pretty balanced.
Yeah, I feel like it's a balanced meal. Get your protein, fat.
Wow.
How about you?
Girl dinners are usually more feral. I thought that sounds like very classy. I'm going to say I'm like gnawing on a little block of Parmesan.
Okay.
Maybe some regular grapes. And then maybe those like, what are they called? Like the sour grape candy things that are like dipped in the coating. Maybe if I'm feeling sassy, there'll be like some prosciutto and then obviously a couple club sodas.
Okay.
But I would also do that publicly because I feel like that meal is pretty balanced as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I think it's all right. Okay, welcome to Two Girls, One Thread. Today we're doing one of our new favorite threads, Girl Dinner Diaries, which you found, KJ.
I did.
And it's pretty powerful. The visuals are powerful, the meals that people are putting together.
I think it's a good combination of confessions, asking for advice.
Desperate confessions.
Yes, relationship issues.
Extreme relationship issues. It really does feel pretty close to an actual diary.
Yeah.
But they're sharing it with all of us.
And true. And all the posts typically include a photo of the girl dinner that the poster is eating.
Yes.
And usually a text description as well.
Yes. But I love it because it is very telling because you kind of look at it and some of them look really good and some of them you can tell are just very specifically comforting to the person that is consuming it. And it does feel like a judgment-free zone, which I like. So I'm excited to do this and happy Pride to everybody out there. Subscribe to our YouTube. That would be huge because we're out here hustling like we're ugly, right, KJ?
Absolutely.
Okay, you want to kick us off? Girl dinner.
From Girl Dinner Diaries, I begged him to get therapy, and now I wish he never went.
Ooh.
I feel like such an awful, terrible person. He's had such a terrible life and obtained 0 coping skills as a result. I love him enough to have begged him to go to therapy and just talk to someone unbiased about how low he feels. It took a little bit of coaxing, but he agreed, and I was so proud of him. Now I have egg on my face because he did, and it might be ruining us. After his 3rd session last night, he came home and just unloaded on me. Told me about all of the grievances he's been bottling up since the start of us getting serious. Some I understood and promised to change. Some completely blindsided me and didn't make a ton of sense, to be honest. I'm still proud of him, and I know he needs to learn to state his issues in the moment. He's very non-confrontational, but it was a lot. And I feel weird about bringing it up with my own therapist, who I don't even see for 2 weeks because it feels like a violation of his privacy. I'm happy he's getting himself sorted out, but if it means he's continually going to come home enlightened about all the things wrong with us without me there to defend myself, I might not be able to withstand it. Am I a bad person? And then she goes on, the prep for a butternut squash tomato soup that I just can't seem to find the energy to roast/blend/cook.
Oh my God. Damn. I don't think she's a bad person. I do think that's going to keep happening for a while. I've experienced that. Yeah, you encourage someone to go to therapy and then they come back and like you're the person that's right there. So you are going to kind of be the target, unfortunately. And I think that would happen if you're in a relationship. I think it would happen if it was just like a family, anything. I do think you're going to bear the brunt of it because the people that probably caused the initial bigger issues are not around, but you are, and you're pissing them off about other things. I do think it's part of the process, though. What do you think?
I think so too. And I think even couples therapy could be a healthy solution. I mean, we've both said before, we think it's most productive if both partners have been to individual therapy on their own before attempting couples therapy. So maybe once the dust settles, that could be a good outlet for the two of them.
Even more issues can get brought up. And then basically their home could actually just become a mental hospital where there's never any moments of relief and everyone is just constantly activated and processing their issues. Yeah, I do think that couples counseling would be good. I don't know, why is it a violation for her to talk about how she feels to her therapist? Like, I think that she should feel like free to discuss it, and maybe her therapist would hopefully help her frame it in a way that's like, what you're feeling is normal and validate it and all of these.
Now, if your partner is in the situation and comes home and unloads on you, do you hold space for them in a neutral way? Do you try to defend yourself? Do you try to reframe their experience? How do you go about?
I mean, I think that I think when I've experienced it historically, I definitely have like tried to hold space and like know that it's part of the process. But I do think that if it is not, and I think at a certain point naming like, hey, maybe I hear you, that's really tough. Maybe though, like that's not, you don't have to put all of that on me. Maybe we could find a different outlet for it, just in terms of like the anger being directed at you or whatever. But I don't know. I think that's pretty tough. You want to try to hold space always, but if you're being it's one thing if someone's venting versus attacking. Those are two very different things. It sounds like this is bordering on attacking.
Let's see what the edit is. Thank you for all the lovely advice. I want to make this work, and so I'll be speaking with my therapist and looking into finding a good option for couples therapy.
There you go.
I can be defensive when criticized, and he's learning how to express his thoughts in a healthy way, so it's a process. Hopefully we'll be able to work together through this soon. Yeah, edit 2, it's a little disheartening to see how many of these comments are veering from the spirit of the sub. Okay, yes, I'm a mean girlfriend for shutting down when he opened up about what he dislikes about me / our relationship. Now, please just keep scrolling if you're going to be needlessly mean. Be a jerk in a productive way. Heaven forbid a girl vent on a subreddit meant for girls to vent. Good Lord.
She doesn't sound like a mean girlfriend. Like, yeah, of course you're going to feel defensive and of course you're going to feel hurt if someone is just coming home and like telling you all the things that are wrong with you, especially if you're like, hey, maybe you should go to therapy because it seems like you still have a lot of issues, you know, about your relationship with your dad. And then they come home and start telling you how disappointing you are. Of course that's going to be upsetting. I don't think that she's a mean girlfriend, but I do think it's better, like this kind of processing at least is happening with awareness versus usually people are acting out and directing stuff at people with no awareness of why.
Completely. So we're rooting for that butternut squash tomato soup.
I mean, that doesn't sound that good. I think she's got to make herself something. Like, roast the butters, roast it, girl.
That's true.
Get the pre-slice, something. Okay. This is from Girl Dinner Diaries. My dad, 50, is dating a 23-year-old. Classic. My dad got engaged to a 23-year-old. I'm 25 for reference, and didn't tell me about it. I found out because I accidentally saw a photo of their engagement. He left my mom after being married for 26 years. Whoa, longer than his fiance's whole life. He refuses to talk about it and admit that it's weird. She's clearly a sugar baby. He uses his money to control my siblings and mom, so no one can do or say anything. I'm luckily financially independent. Me and him are close, so it's not like we don't talk. Anyway, eel, enoki mushrooms, and rice. He did this all last year while my mom was in a mental hospital, oh my God, and made her sign divorce papers over text with no lawyer present while she was in a mental hospital in a psychosis state. She had no idea what she was signing, and he threatened to cut off her medical care if she didn't sign. Okay. So dad's engaged to a 23-year-old. slip the divorce papers to mom while she's in a mental hospital.
Sounds like a new layer of daddy issues.
Just unlocked. It's a very like fancy meal though. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm glad that she's getting some nourishment, but what do you think? Is there anything to be done just for her?
I don't know. It's so tough. I think we all want our parents to have companionship and the rest of it. I feel like he went about it in a super destructive way. I think at the end of the day, as a parent, you almost should prioritize your relationships with your kids.
I think so.
Above all else, at least keeping the peace to a certain extent. So I feel like going about it in this way that he blindsided them, I don't know, 1523 is kind of crazy.
Yeah. It's also a 2-for-1 because this thing could just be about the way that he went about divorcing the mom and how horrible that was as an isolated thing. But then it's adding insult to injury that he's going out with this woman who, yeah, I don't know. I personally, I've never been a father, but I have to imagine I would feel uncomfortable dating someone who is younger than one of my children. But I think that,
in the same way that like I wouldn't want to date someone around my father's age. That would be, that's kind of the upper bound limit for me, would be about 76. So
that's your upper limit?
has to be below that.
Okay, so you've got a lot of options. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad she's also financially independent. It kind of sucks that everybody else in the family feels like they have to walk on eggshells because they're scared that the dad's going to take that money away from them in the present. And then I'm sure they're thinking about in the future, because as we've seen with a lot of these types of posts, it's like all the kids are just waiting for the dad to die. And it's really scary. So,
I mean, 50 is young.
I know. So they're going to have some time. So how are they going to feel when they've got, this girl's probably going to try to get his ass to start a family. And there's going to be a second generation of kids. And then it's going to be, you know, what
would you do? Would you sit the dad down?
Sit his ass down and say what?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing to really say. Like,
I guess I would just want him to be a man and say it to my face and kind of explain where he was coming from.
Yes. I think
and
that would be
like
nice.
Very I mean, it is what it is. You're not going to convince him to like renege on the proposal, but I would almost just opt for like so chill and just sit across from him, like make him shake a little bit.
I agree. I was going to say, I think the power move is kind of like just doing that therapist move of the pause and like don't even say anything and then just have dinner with them. Act like it's like he has a girlfriend that's 48. They go to Benihana, they have a nice dinner together. And then just leave those pauses and like, go ahead.
I know.
I'm listening.
So bad for, like, I feel bad for the mom. Doesn't seem like it's a pro mental health situation.
No, I know. I feel bad for the mom too. But I think that, you know, just because one person's in a mental hospital and one person's out of a mental hospital doesn't really mean that that is an indication of everyone's actual mental health.
Oh, no, absolutely.
So I'm sure that
we
the
all
mom
know who put her in there.
Exactly. So the mom at least has hopefully the kids to rally around her. Damn. These girls are going through it.
From Girl Dinner Diaries. I am dreading my boyfriend's proposal.
Ooh.
We've been together for about 6 years now. I have a hunch he will be proposing on our trip to Taiwan. And when I think about him proposing, my chest tightens just a little bit. In those 6 years, we had 2 major fights. The first was when he knowingly slept with me twice when he had an active HPV infection.
Oh.
Note, this wasn't from sexual transmission. When he came clean, his reasoning was that he didn't want me to feel stressed out after my bar exams and was scared I would reject him. He did say sorry and ended up paying for our vaccines. But more than the ailment, I think I just felt sad that I was lied to. Like, I wasn't even worth the consideration or dignity of being told the truth. I suppose I did forgive him because, hey, we're still together. The second was, I suppose, just an instance of bad sex. We got frisky in his car, and while we did talk about outdoor sex, I wasn't fully comfortable about having sex out in the highway at night. Maybe it was my fault because I didn't fully communicate how I felt, but the whole experience was god-awful. I just waited for him to finish and then cried because I felt really shitty after. Ooh. Again, he did apologize. I guess his only saving grace is that his actions were never intentional or malicious. The best I could describe is this really dense person who is in his first relationship. We're both each other's first. He's all I've ever known. We have history together and we're both getting old, nearing 30s. It was fun being boyfriend-girlfriend. He doesn't cheat, isn't an alcoholic, has a stable job. And yet when I think about being engaged, I feel like I'm getting a panic attack. This is it. I'm going to be legally bound to this man in a country where divorce isn't even a legal option.
Whoa.
I try my best to move on, I really do. I just sometimes feel sad I was treated like that. I'm also a little scared that I will get hurt again in our marriage. Maybe sometimes love is supposed to hurt. Here's sweet and sour fish and a rice bowl for dinner. Any meal always has to have rice.
I don't like that. I think you need to listen to your body.
I know. So would you say love him or leave him?
I would say I think you got to leave him. I think if you're saying you think that your boyfriend is going to propose to you and your reaction is, I feel like my body's having a panic attack. Is love supposed to hurt? We're getting old. I'm going to be trapped. Is this going to keep happening again? I'm still hurt from what happened in the past. Like, what are the redeeming qualities? It just sounds like fear-based. It sounds like you're scared. So you're scared that at the elderly age of approaching 30, that you're not going to be able to find somebody else. I think you'd be better off with no one than to be with this person who's violated you sexually. Your health, like, you don't know that he doesn't cheat. That was one thing that I also thought of. I don't know, if someone was describing me, like I was going to propose to my partner and I found out that they described me as dense and the thought of me proposing made them want to have a panic attack, I wouldn't want to be married to that person either. Not in like a mean way, but just like, so maybe it's like a loving thing to not get married for him and for
completely
herself. But
I know, I think you hopefully find a partner who feels safe, and
have to.
And it doesn't seem like that's the dynamic at all.
No. Yeah. And again, a shared history to me is not indicative of necessarily a positive thing. Like sometimes that can be great, but sometimes that is not actually good because famously, some of the worst relationships are the ones that you've had for the longest with people.
I think, if anything, it sounds like it's been a growth experience.
Right.
Like they were each other's first.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's learned a lot in the context of this relationship.
Yeah.
So now it's scary maybe to be approaching 30 and be dating again.
Yeah.
She could probably find a relationship that would better fit her at age 30.
Yes.
Versus now when she was 24 and just chose him.
And she also took the bar. So she's a lawyer. She can cook. Get the hell away. What?
Yeah, what a catch.
Like literally a catch. So get the hell away from this guy.
Let's see what her edit is. My bad, I didn't mean 30s was old. I think that was a poor choice of a word. I meant that we're at an age when people think more in long-term and settling down.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that people are dating and finding love and the love of their lives at every age. As long as you're still alive, there's still hope. There's still a chance. But yeah, I feel
like chest tightening.
That's bad.
You gotta leave him.
That's your body screaming. You gotta listen to that more than what? Like, you're going on vacation, you're dreading it. That's so sad. You already have your answer.
I think so.
Damn, son.
Is that true? Every meal needs rice?
Every meal needs rice?
Yeah, that's what she said.
I would be happy to eat rice with every meal. This is from Girl Dinner Diaries. I told my friend that she could ride on the back of my boyfriend's motorcycle, and now I wish I didn't. Okay, my go-to meal as of lately, brown rice and lentil noodles with bok choy, shiitake, and onion. So my 27 female boyfriend, 37 male, has a motorcycle, and one of my favorite things to do with him is ride on the back of his bike. We're both busy with work, so we typically only get to ride once a week on the weekend, and I always look forward to it. One of our friends, 40 female, had brought up multiple times how much she loves riding on motorcycles, and that she wanted my boyfriend to take her for a ride. I told my boyfriend that since we only get to ride once a week, I didn't want to give that up, so another girl can ride with him, but I was going to be out of town in a few weeks, so I said they could just ride together then. Well, they went on the ride while I was gone, and I didn't initially care, but now she wants to go riding again, and I kind of don't want them to. Last time she posted pictures of them together and said all her friends were asking who the hot guy was. And she said he was taken, but it just made me feel a little uncomfy thinking about how all these people probably thought they were dating. And honestly, if I wasn't dating my boyfriend, I know she would be trying to. Ooh, she thinks he's really hot and she has actually told me that he's the perfect man, LOL. I know my boyfriend won't take her for another ride if I tell him I don't feel comfortable with it, but now I feel weird saying anything about it to her because I already said it was okay. I just realized how much I don't like the thought of another girl's arms around my man. Am I just being silly by caring that what other people might think that they're dating, or is it valid to not really want them to ride together? How would I even go about bringing it up to her?
Absolutely valid. I would shut that down in a heartbeat. She got her one joyride. If she wants to get another one, find a boyfriend with a motorcycle.
Exactly.
What?
It's so crazy. How good of this isn't like that good of a friend.
Yeah.
Either. Like your friend prior to this is like, by the way, if you weren't with your man, I'd be going after him because he's the perfect man. And then, oh, please, can I get a ride on his motorcycle? And then she's like posting it to her story. Like, that's not really your friend, unfortunately.
No, absolutely not.
Number one, right? Like, that's kind of not loyal. The boyfriend actually doesn't sound too shady, but he's kind of getting the treatment of, we don't really hear what he's saying. And so we're assuming his innocence. He probably fucking loved it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know? But I think you're exactly right. Yeah, if I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I get it. That's why I'm with my man, and you should go and find someone, go to a biker bar and find somebody else.
Yeah, and I think if you claim like, oh, I love riding motorcycles, you get like one free pass.
Yes.
To, re-experience the thrill of that. And then beyond that, no, like find your own.
I know. Also, it's not even a story of like, my friend is going through this horrible tragedy and I'm trying to do something to cheer her up. She's just like, oh, that seems nice. Like, what if she has to take him for a ride and, oh, I'm really sad. Like, can I just like fuck him for a one-off?
Yeah.
You know,
I think otherwise maybe he could get a sidecar and she could sit in the sidecar.
That's such a good idea. Give her the little
just
goggles.
Make sure there's like the hands are off.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you ever been what's it called? The girls that hang out on the back of the motorcycle. Isn't there like a term for it or something?
Yeah.
We're like too basic to know. I like sometimes I've seen like men's motorcycles where it'll be like not that attractive of a man, and then the back of it says, if you're reading this, that means the bitch fell off. I think that's disrespectful, but there is a world where it does make me laugh.
That's funny.
I'm also not a motorcycle girl. So
Yeah, no, neither am I.
no, I think it's like the most dangerous thing. I
feel like,
never
yeah.
go on a motorcycle.
I kind of like to protect the moneymaker.
Yes.
And so I don't need to be in any sort of motorized
No.
open air situation
No.
where you could be projectiled off.
Correct. I barely trust
So,
a man to drive.
yeah.
So I'm certainly not going to get on a bike that they can act like how they have, so we're not going to do that. Yeah, I think that she just needs to say to the friend, hey, I'm so glad that you had fun. And enjoy those memories because it's never happening again,
Yeah.
queen. Like, that's it.
From Girl Dinner Diaries. I hope my husband finds a girlfriend.
Oh, fuck.
I am married to an amazing man. We have a life I love. We have a beautiful home. We travel. We have great relationships with friends and family. And we both built careers we are proud of. About 18 months ago, I started to develop a limp on my left side. I decided it was age-related, so I committed to adding strength training to my workouts. I continued to get weaker, lost the ability to walk in heels, and started struggling to make it upstairs. My initial lab work was unremarkable, but x-rays and an MRI revealed spinal nerve compression. A neurologist confirmed the diagnosis with EMGs and nerve conduction studies. Even though I had no back pain, every physician I saw diagnosed me with spinal nerve compression. I underwent a posterior lumbar fusion a year ago, but my symptoms worsened in the first few months after my surgery. My neurosurgeon ordered more imaging, which was inconclusive. I went back to the neurologist for more nerve studies, and he diagnosed me with worsening spinal nerve compression. I had several falls and became completely walker dependent. I underwent an anterior and posterior lumbar fusion to revise the first surgery, and the op note says the hardware had not properly set. 4 days later, additional imaging reveals some small bone chips near my spinal nerve roots, so I had a third surgery to revise the fusion again.
Oh my God.
I never missed a physical therapy appointment and pushed myself to walk with my walker as much as I could. I was determined to regain the life I loved. Despite all of my efforts, I kept getting weaker and weaker. A new neurologist saw me in February, did a third set of nerve conduction studies, and diagnosed me with ALS.
Oh my God.
My decline seems to be accelerating and my life expectancy is short. I am completely dependent on others for everything from meals to bathing. Most of the time, the burden falls to my husband. Throughout our entire marriage, he has been squeamish about sharing bathrooms. He firmly believes husbands and wives should have their own spaces for privacy. But he now helps me to the restroom, cleans up my potty accidents, and helps me dress. I used to do almost all of the cooking, but he stepped up and makes sure we still eat home-cooked meals. He continues to thrive at work, then he comes home and manages our home. He takes me places in my wheelchair, even when he is tired. He looks for every opportunity to fill our days with joy. I know he must be exhausted, but he does it all without complaining. I've never felt so loved. I knew he was a great man. I knew he was strong and loving. Now I know he's a far better husband than I deserve. He's not perfect. He doesn't like to talk about his feelings. He doesn't like to talk about other people's feelings. His taste in music is questionable. He thinks camping is fun. He won't buy new clothes for himself, so he needs some help to keep his wardrobe up to date. I want him to have the beautiful and adventure-filled life we planned, even if I don't get to share it with him. I hope the universe rewards him with a beautiful, kind, and fun-loving woman who will care for him the same way he's cared for me. He deserves nothing less. Caesar salad and tortellini with sliced Italian sausage and marinara. He made it.
Whoa. I don't think that she's a burden.
No.
And I think that she deserves all the love and good treatment and a good full life that she's getting as well, I would say, is number one. It's like obviously devastating. Holy fuck. I mean, just all the surgery and then to receive that diagnosis. But I mean, yeah, it just sounds like both of them love each other so much, you know? But yeah, the part that makes me feel the most sad is like, I don't think you're a burden. I understand why she would feel like that, but it's like, you're not a burden. Like, he loves you. He wants to do that. It's like a privilege to like care for somebody that you love and like take care of them and doing all the things. And like, yeah, like I'm sure that he's tired, but I don't think that he's resenting taking care of his wife that he obviously loves. But
Completely. It is. And I think also too, since men aren't as organic of caretakers, it is so interesting. Like in these situations, you really see a man's true colors. So to have him show up in such a loving way and play caretaker, like is a testament to his character.
Yeah.
I would say. So I see where she's coming from, like wanting him to find someone super loving. But I don't know. I think like she needs to just make the most of her life and not let herself think about that, because I'm sure he's like deeply in love with her and like wants to make the most of her life as well.
Yes. Yeah. I think that like that's a beautiful sentiment. And I think that like maybe at some point, you know, she could express that to him. But I think that, yeah, that's not what she needs to like focus on right now is like, oh, well, because it just seems like she's like being so hard on herself. It's like you have enough hard things on your plate right now, so you don't need to like add to it like, oh, and he deserves better and he deserves this. Like he doesn't, like he'll be fine, like he will, I guess, maybe in the future, you know, find some, but that's not like what you need to be like worrying about in this moment. I think you're right. It's just like enjoying each other as much as possible. But damn.
Let's see, top comment. Tell him this. If he isn't ready to hear it now, write a letter and leave it with someone you trust to give to him in X amount of months. Write out how much you appreciate him, what your hopes for your husband's future spouse, and what you hope they get to experience in all of the things. All of it. Write it down. Record you speaking to him, voice notes, videos if you can.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's like very lovely and nice if she wants to do that. But like, I just have a hard time imagining that he is thinking about, let me just get through this, and then on the other end I can get a girlfriend who I can have a nice, like, I don't think that's what he's thinking about or worried about. And I don't think she needs to think or worry about that too. I think that she could just like, you deserve it. Like you deserve it, and like let him love you and take care of you. And yeah, that's like what he's supposed to do. All right. This one's light. This will lighten it up. Okay. Girl Dinner Diaries. Found husband paying for nudes while I'm 7 months pregnant. Okay. I was going through our finances as the baby is due in 2 months. Found 2 payments a few weeks apart to a basically OnlyFans style creator. Honestly, I don't know what I'm more upset about. The fact that it feels like cheating or the fact that it's such a waste of money when I've been so stressed about money. My maternity leave will be unpaid. I already feel fat and ugly and undesirable, so vulnerable because of pregnancy. I actually hate men. I was so happy about everything before finding this out. I was so excited to start a family, and now I feel like I can't even trust this man. Penne pasta with mushrooms, tomato, and cheese.
That's tough.
That's brutal.
Again,
What a pig.
These are still nudes?
Yeah. I know.
I thought we'd all
Like
graduated to like
vintage.
video format. I guess
know.
OnlyFans creators just do photos, right?
I don't actually know.
I don't know. I guess just Euphoria this season. Sydney Sweeney's
Right.
a creator. And I think she does some just still images.
That's what stood out to you, that men are still purchasing just like, I know, I guess I'm like, I've never
last
that they're
episode, I
jerking
found
off.
my ex's nudes online. I was
know.
like, still images?
Right.
What?
Like who's kind of like, when there are, who knows? I don't think I think that, yeah, the part that to me is the saddest is she's like, I'm already feeling fat, ugly, undesirable, vulnerable. I was so happy. I was so excited. And here I am 2 months pregnant, like probably just so uncomfortable. And then you're stressing about money to the point that you're going through your, your statements. And then this is what you find. Like, what a pig.
Yeah.
But then what are you going to do? You're 7 months pregnant with this guy now.
Would you bring it up to him?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think that I would end it.
Yeah.
But I think that, I wouldn't feel great. I think leading with like why it feels hurtful, but also like, what was he going to do? Tell her, like,
Maybe
hey,
this
babe.
is why like you should have photos done before you're pregnant so your husband can use those.
Yeah, because husbands are famously jerking off to photos of their wives.
So what do you think about him just being like, it's innocent, I'm just outsourcing it?
I mean, I do think it is
Yeah.
in the spectrum of what he could be doing. Like, I think that would I feel great if I was her? No. Do I understand why she's furious? 100% and devastated 100%. The timing of it is really crappy, but I think that like I would be, not that this invalidates what she's feeling. I'd be much more devastated if I was like, and then I saw that he spent $1,000 at a strip club, or that he is like chatting with the OnlyFans girl, or that he's, cheating on her. Like, obviously there's a lot worse outcomes, but again, that doesn't like really matter.
I do remember years ago when Calvin Harris, the DJ, and Taylor Swift were dating,
I'm dead.
that he got caught getting like hand jobs from a rug and tug place.
Oh my God.
And I think eventually it came out, and so that probably led to their breakup. But I do think that she was kind of aware and maybe internally was just like, I don't really want to give him a hand job. So if he wants to hire someone to do it, more power to him.
Oh my God. Imagine cheating on like Taylor Swift, cheating on Beyonce. It's like, guys, come on.
Yeah.
Truly get it together. I mean, the confidence knows no limits that you think that. I mean, I see what you're saying. This doesn't sound like that. This isn't, we've been married for 40 years. I know he thinks he's outsmarting me. I know he's got a little girlfriend on the side, but actually he's a lot nicer to me as a result. So I don't really fucking care.
Yeah.
And we've already been together. We have all our children at home, and I'm not going to blow it up. This is like her first, they're starting their family. I think she could bring it up. I think that it's upsetting. I think that he needs to apologize and make it up to her. But like, I don't think that it's insurmountable. It wouldn't be for me, but it doesn't matter because I'm not the one who's 7 months pregnant and pissed off at my boo.
I agree. From Girl Dinner Diaries. Getting married in 10 days. We can't stop fighting.
Perfect.
I'm getting married in 10 days. Previously, our relationship has been pretty sound. We live together already. He has 2 kids from a previous relationship. Lately, his work schedule has changed and I never see him. This has been going on since January. I work days and he works evenings/nights. On the days where he could have time with me, he chooses to go to the gym or sleep in really late, leaving me alone all the time. However, when the kids are here, he sacrifices his gym time, his sleep schedule, takes them to do fun things, etc., but he doesn't do that for me. He doesn't take me on dates. He doesn't carve out time for me. He's always been a great partner, but right now I feel neglected and like I'm basically single. I come home every night alone, eat dinner alone, call my mom, and then go to bed. I brought this up to him, and he said that he can't control his work schedule, and the gym is his stress relief from work. He says that the kids are super important to him, so of course he makes time for them. LOL. I'm crying while writing this. I know the advice is going to be leave him, you're not married yet, etc. But man, things have always been so good, and I just can't handle this right now. We talked about having a baby and how our opposite schedules would work well for that, but now I don't want that. I just want to be able to see my partner. Handful of animal crackers.
Damn, she's sad. That's how you know. They're getting married in 10 days. I don't, again, to me, this doesn't sound insurmountable, right? Like,
And she said this has only been going on
right in this
the
recent
past few months.
shift. I think that you have to look at your life holistically, and I think that it would definitely be very valid to say maybe we need to shift that schedule back or look for a different job, even if it's not in this exact moment. But like, obviously this, whatever this arrangement is not working and not sustainable to the point that now she's like, I don't even want to have kids with you. That's like an indication that this needs to be addressed. Obviously it doesn't feel great that he's like, well, he needs to prioritize sleep. He needs to prioritize the gym. You need to, if your partner is not healthy and taking care of themselves, then you're not going to have a healthy relationship because that person is not going to be doing well. And yeah, he does need to prioritize his kids, but he also has to prioritize her. She can't be like at the bottom of the list. Like, what is she just in the kitchen cooking for him? And then like, she just has to sit there and accept any treatment. What do you think?
I think too, if the wedding's 10 days away, there's probably a lot of emotions and stress related to that.
Yes.
She seems overall optimistic and positive about their partnership. So I would say maybe chalk it up to some stress, and maybe like this work schedule is just a season of life, and that'll shift and change. But I don't know. I would say I would see probably the wedding through. It seems like she does really love him.
I would be looking for some indications, though, of like, okay, but like, can we both acknowledge this isn't really working? And like, if he's okay with her being like, I'm suffering and this doesn't work at all, and he's like, you're just gonna have to get over it, then that maybe it's like, maybe, you know, get out now while you can. But I do think that like things are always ebbing and flowing. But I think the biggest thing standing out is her being like, oh, I don't even know if I want to have kids with him anymore.
Yeah.
So then I don't know if she should get married if you're thinking that and you want to have children, that's like a priority, then why would you attach yourself to somebody that you don't even want to do that with?
Let's see, top comment. You need to talk some more, like a lot more. You need to iron this out as soon as possible. Mismatched schedules like this will cause more resentment and upset, especially since it's only been like 4 months and you're already feeling this way. You need to work together to figure out a plan. Why can't he go to the gym while you're at work after he wakes up? Why not do an alternating plan/date night every week or every other week?
I agree. Yeah. Yeah, I think like anytime we read these posts where like it's like the man is just like, there's just not a solution. It's like, well, could you just put headphones in? You're making everyone in the house crazy. I can't. I would love to, but I don't like wearing headphones. It's like when they act like their back is up against the wall, it's like you are gonna have to make a level of compromise, which you obviously understand, and then you just expect your partner to be the person that's just like making all the concessions.
Yeah.
That's not really.
No, I think that's fair enough. So it seems like there's a lot of goodwill. I think their ability to speak about this in a mature way and navigate this would be kind of like the make or break point for me 10 days out from the wedding.
Yeah.
If he can talk about it
right.
with like a 360-degree view, then that's positive.
Yeah, you don't need to figure it out before the wedding.
If he gets super defensive and pushes back, then maybe I would reconsider.
Right. And stay on the birth control until the new job.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Not that anybody asked, but nobody's asked us any of these things. So and we still pop off. My twin brother slept with my girlfriend. Charcuterie. Okay. So this is the story. I was dating this girl, then she ghosted me right before a trip I took. While I was on that trip, her and my brother went to a party together. However, on the way to the party, he crashed the car. After Ubering back to my house, they slept together. They then woke up the next morning and did it again. They talked almost every day until I got home. Once I got home from my trip, my brother told me what had happened. I was obviously very upset, but then he asked for my blessing for them to continue sleeping together, to which I said no. He later blocked her after my best friend had a talk with him. However, he showed me all of their weird messages before doing so, and I have no idea why. The craziest part of all this is before this, I thought my brother was gay. This whole thing makes me feel very uncomfortable and violated. I've never done anything to hurt either of these people, and that is still true to this day, even after everything's happened. My brother also asked I tell no one because it would make people think differently of him. Sorry if this is rambly or incoherent. My mind is racing right now. Okay, so she's dating a girl, and her girlfriend just ghosts her instead of like overtly breaking up. And then links up with her twin brother, who she thought was gay.
Okay.
What do you
So
think?
wait, is her girlfriend bi, the ex?
I guess so. And I guess maybe the brother is too. And happy Pride once again.
Yeah.
And I think that's beautiful. But yeah, what do you think?
Sounds messy. I don't understand why. It seems like the brother is being a little vicious by like showing the text messages and like why does she know the details of like they slept together the night and the morning after?
Yes. It's kind of
Like
gross.
it seems like he's trying to hurt her feelings a little bit or
Yeah.
one up her. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a pretty quick way to get over your ex.
For who? Because you're just like so, but then like she's disgusted by the ex. Okay, you ghosted me, and then you obviously have no class or loyalty or morals, etc. The same could be said for her twin brother, who she is going to be attached to for the rest of her life. So they're both being super shady, the brother and the ex. I agree it would help her, stomach the like, ew, I don't want to be with that person. But it doesn't even sound like that. It sounds like she's still kind of maybe has feelings for the girl too.
Yeah,
Don't mess with twins.
I know.
I feel like that's such a bad vibe.
And I don't want to give the brother an out because I was going to say boys will be boys.
Oh, God.
I hate that, but it kind of is true in this situation.
No, he does not get an out. He is at more fault than the
Yes,
girlfriend.
I mean, wow, that he was like, can we continue sleeping together?
Yeah, he's way more at fault. I'd be like, you're gross. Stop talking to me until you figure
Yeah.
this out.
I need
This
some
is
space.
nasty. Yeah, which is hard to do with twins. Yeah, they both seem, the ex-girlfriend and the brother are like, maybe they've convinced themselves that they're kind of some twin flame situation. The only reason that I could envision this being like at all justifiable is if we have missed the post that the brother posted that like she did the same thing to him with like a guy that he was dating or had a crush on. Then I would be like, okay, well, that's what happens when twins get into fights.
That's funny. Yeah.
So I don't know. What if this was literally Mary-Kate Olsen writing this post using a burner account? Okay, let's see what the comments say. Oh boy. Okay, top comment. Nah, tell people if you want. If your brother doesn't want people to think differently of him, he shouldn't act like a selfish asshole. Perhaps also keep him at arm's length for a bit. Ex-girlfriend can be deleted from your life. Good luck. I would keep him at an arm's length permanently. If I were OP, I would only tolerate him at family get-togethers and have a superficial relationship with him, at least less than an acquaintance level. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if she's at that point yet. Like, she didn't say anything about, like, I want to cut him out of my life or anything like that. But it does sound like he's not even at the point where, I mean, she doesn't say how old they are, but he's not even at the point where he's, like, apologizing.
Wait, what was her meal?
Where a charcuterie board, which it did look really good.
Okay.
Honestly. So the ex-girlfriend fucked up. Because this girl that posted, she knows how to put a board together, baby. Okay, what do you got?
From Girl Dinner Diaries. I'm going to end up alone because I can't tolerate normal behavior from men.
Oh.
I can't stand the idea of a guy who watches porn and I'm going to end up alone because of it. I literally feel like it's cucking. Plus, it's weird to me since so many of the women are only doing it because they had no other option.
Whoa.
I don't know how to come to terms with this if I'm being honest, but it's become increasingly clear that I will end up alone because that is a boundary I cannot move, and I have also never met a guy who doesn't watch.
Whoa.
And I'm not going to tell a guy not to watch because that's not how boundaries work at all. All I do is remove myself from the situation if I learn he does, but every single guy does it, so I have removed myself from every single situation.
Whoa.
How have you guys dealt with having impossible standards / the idea you will end up being alone? I'm not looking to be told I should grow up and be okay with my man cranking it to other naked women. Either that is not the advice I'm looking for. And to be clear, I don't care if he likes to imagine other women in his head while he masturbates or stuff. It's the active consumption of usually underprivileged women's bodies and sometimes potentially trafficked women's bodies, which is the issue. Again, looking for ways to cope with being alone, not being told to change my boundary.
Damn.
And it looks like her meal is grilled salmon,
Wow.
steak, and asparagus.
Damn. Well, she sounds like a catch too. I don't think that is. I definitely don't think she needs to like change that boundary within herself. I think what she's bringing up is extremely valid. And if you do really break it down, it is fucking disgusting. And it can be really deplorable the way that just all the factors that she laid out. I do suspect that there's, you know, a smaller percentage of men that maybe can meet that standard. I haven't been in the mix for a while. And I also, when I was with men, didn't really, I mean, with anyone, like, I don't really care. Just because I feel like I have enough on my plate. I'm like, do what you gotta do. Like, but
I have kind of heard it as more of a recent trend.
okay.
I feel like some men who have like intimacy issues or even performance issues
Yes.
find that like if they don't consume porn, it's better for them overall.
Okay.
So I don't think it's like as much of a needle in a haystack.
I don't think so. I hope it's not either.
I think there was like, you know, we almost over consumed porn for a while and now there's kind of a trend back just because it is pretty hollow and depressing.
Yes.
I feel like if a man becomes present in his body when he's constantly
Right.
cranking it to a random person on video, it's like does get a little dark.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, I would think like, I mean, I think people have way more impossible standards. This seems like a pretty reasonable ask. But yeah, I think to her point, in an ideal world, it would be somebody that she wouldn't have to ask them to do that. It would be somebody that already feels that way. But I feel like people are able to find men who are doing all kinds of like crazy things and living up to their standard. And so I would think that this would be easier to find than, say, a guy who is willing to wait until marriage to have sex that's also progressive enough to understand some of the things that she's pointing out. I feel like that would be harder to find.
Yeah.
You know? But I'm not sure.
Comment. Being alone isn't the horror it is made out to be. Yes, it'd be lovely to have a partner, but I do not miss the ex who was porn addicted, nor do I miss having an extra adult to clean up after.
Whoa.
I enjoy my own company, and I get to have my house mostly how I want. I say mostly because there's still a child at home. If I knew 100% you're going to be alone, how would you live your life? What would be different? Do that instead. Go travel or change careers. Buy the house you like with the bay window. Soon to become your reading nook.
It seems dramatic, though, to be like, I don't want advice on this. Just give me advice on, like, she's already made up her mind. Just give me advice on how I can accept that I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life. Like, that's really sad.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. There's also a difference between someone watching porn and someone being addicted to porn. But do you think that most men, like, what percentage of men do you think maybe would fall in the category of eligible bachelors for our poster?
I would say maybe 5%. But I think that like when you find the right partner and you both view each other in a meaningful way, you can have that discussion.
I think so too.
Because there's, and even just to do a trial period, like if we abstain from watching porn,
right,
like it will deepen our sexual chemistry.
Yes.
And then we don't need to be naive and be like, oh, if I'm going out of town, maybe he's not going to throw something out of like habit.
Sure.
But I still think that, reducing porn consumption can still manifest in a meaningful way in your day-to-day life together. So I think she can find someone.
For sure. And also there is a difference too between like how you're behaving when you're single versus how you're behaving when you're in a relationship. Because presumably when a man is single, he could be sleeping with a bunch of other random women if he's that lucky, or you know what I mean? And then when he's in a committed relationship, he's also giving that up as well, quote unquote. So.
Or she should just find someone older. I think like older men are slightly more analog. They're like, not as into sex toys, don't overconsume porn as much. They like to,
They have like a weird Playboy magazine? Ew. I don't know. Or maybe it's time to experiment. And, it's a big world out there. There famously are other sexual beings that are not men who are addicted to porn. So could be worth exploring, especially if you've already decided I'm going to be alone forever. Like, well, maybe, like I said, aren't there like famously billions of people in the world? This is from Girl Dinner Diaries. Is it so hard for grown men to not sexualize minors? All right. I'm a 16-year-old girl and would say for the sake of my point, I'm relatively attractive as far as American beauty standards go. Not trying to compliment myself, but just saying this is how men see me. I take the bus to school and back every day and have had my fair share of male encounters. Today, this man about 3 times my age sat next to me and said some random stuff like, how are you, and such, to which I responded, then clearly put my earbud back in. He kept talking, so I took it out, which is when I heard him say, wow, you're so pretty. I shoved my earbud back in and ignored him the rest of the bus ride for 30 minutes. A kind woman across from me told him to leave me alone about 20 minutes in, which was great because I had trouble thinking of what to say in that moment. This is just the most recent of too many of these interactions to count, with men asking me out, telling me weird, creepy things. One even pulled into the bus stop with his truck to ask if I wanted a ride. All of these men are 30 plus, and I'm so sick of it. So I just want to know, why is it so hard to not treat literally children like sex objects? I don't want to sleep with anyone. Just leave me alone. Advice is welcome, although I do not want anything like have pepper spray or stuff like that. Thank you. Edit 1, to everyone telling me to dress down. I do. I wear things that I like, and that's typically baggy clothing. I'm not going to change myself for men, so grow up. Edit 2, this is not an I hate all men post. This isn't about all men, so stop feeling threatened and telling me to realize there are good men out there. I know. Edit 3, I do look my age, and even if I was 18, these men still shouldn't be talking to me. Please stop making that your whole point in the replies. And it looks like she's got mint chocolate chip ice cream from Trader Joe's. What do you think, KJ?
I think it's tough to be a woman in the world.
Yes.
Men, for whatever reason, feel like they get carte blanche to comment on female appearances.
Always, yeah.
Always. It doesn't matter what the man looks like. It's always open season with that. So I would just say, be mindful of personal safety, and it just kind of seems unavoidable.
I mean, her question is it so hard for grown men to not sexualize minors? I think the answer is, for many grown men, yes, because they're disgusting. I mean, look at the news. Many of the most powerful men in the world, that's all that they are doing. I think the edits and the responses to the comments of saying like dress down or not all men or any of that, she's absolutely right. I'm obsessed with the generation coming up where they're like, fuck you, you old crows. Like, literally get your head out of the sand.
Well, I always do find it fascinating that like research studies have shown men find 17-year-old women the most sexually attractive.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
I just feel bad for this girl because everything she's saying is valid and right, and it is disgusting. And the thing that gave me the most hope, not that there has to be hope in every message, but the thing that gave me the most hope was, one, she seems smart as hell and strong as hell. So keep doing that and don't let you do have to balance your safety, because it's like the balance of telling people to fuck off while not putting yourself in jeopardy and like inciting some unstable man that already is comfortable speaking to a teenager when they're in their 30 plus in public in front of other people is obviously somebody who's not well. I think this is a great reminder. If you are a grown adult and you see shit like that happening to minors or to women in front of you, to use your power and privilege to defend them and speak up for them. Like the woman that was just like, leave her alone. That more women need to be doing that. And I would say more men need to be doing that. And any of the men, they're like, I'm not like that, of which there are many. So you could do something, be part of the change, and stand up for, if you see it happening or you hear your friends talking like that, shut that shit down. What the hell is wrong with you?
Absolutely.
So I think that is the big message. But yeah, damn, so disgusting. Ew. Yeah.
Love that mint chocolate chip.
Love that mint chocolate chip. And I don't think pepper spray or a taser is a bad idea. And self-defense classes.
That's true.
You know? But she sounds really smart. Hopefully she'll be able to get a car soon and at least can, you know, or bigger earphones. But that doesn't even matter. I mean, I've literally had 20 pairs of headphones on at the same time and men will still gesture to remove them.
So are we going to have a girl dinner tonight?
Yeah, I think that we need to have a girl dinner and then be grateful that we don't have boyfriends to ruin it. Okay, I think that's the app.